The Indianapolis Colts are definitely a team that is looking up for the future, and in my opinion had one of the best drafts out of any team in the NFL. But today we're going to be throwing that all away, and we're going to fix them the right way, the Mikey McDingle way, through a fantasy draft. And we're going to see how good we can make this team. But super quick, we are really close to 8,000 subscribers, and when we hit that, I'll come out with a new, different type of rebuild, because y'all have been really enjoying the other new ideas I've had, but I'll only come out with it once we hit that goal. So if you want to be an OG of the channel while you still can be one, be sure to subscribe. Plus, if you like Madden rebuilds, you're in the right place because that's all I do here. And also, if we get to 900 likes on this video, I'll have another different type of rebuild coming out soon. I have a lot of ideas I want to do, so be sure to drop a like real quick. It helps YouTube know that people enjoy these videos. I would very much appreciate it. And last thing, let me know what team you want me to do a fantasy draft of course one that I haven't done yet, but let me know what you would want to see. But that's enough plugging and all that shit. I'm excited to get into the redraft of this team because I feel like I don't talk about the Colts much. I feel like I never use them. They're not like the most popular team in the NFL, so it'll be fun to try to make them good. But without further ado, let's get into the fantasy draft of this team and let's see what we can do to the Colts. So we're starting with the 15th overall pick, and I think I have a really fun plan for this team, which y'all will see as we go through the draft. It's a plan I've been using lately, and it seems to make really fun teams that are at least a little realistic. I say realistic, but you know, these are the players available for us to grab. But you know what I mean. With the first pick, we're not going to do anything too crazy. We're going to go with the usual pick here, which is Myles Garrett. Well, we could be fun, now that I think about it. You know what? We are going to switch it up a little bit. Let's go with Davante Adams. In my opinion, either the best or second best receiver in the NFL. I'm not going to say my top three because it always makes people really mad, but Davante, for obvious reasons, is in my top three. So Davante Adams is now an Indianapolis Colt. Now in the second round, I do want a D lineman. Now, do we want to run a 3-4 or a 4-3? All right, well, here in the second round, we're going to take Rashawn Gary. It still kind of leaves us up to whatever kind of defensive scheme we want to run. He can play either and is one of the most underrated and just straight up good young pass rushers in the NFL. So we're going to take him here, superstar dev. I get him a lot, but that's because he's just a good player. So let's take him. And in the third round, let's take Quinnen Williams. Just got a contract yesterday. Is one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. So let's take him here. And I wanted to take Jonathan Taylor, but unfortunately he got taken. However, Joe Mixon isn't a bad compromise at all. Does pretty well in this game too. So let's take him here. And I'm just going to make the rest of these picks, and there is a really fun quarterback that I want to take that you might be able to guess because we are using the Colts. But I'll take the rest of these picks, and we'll see how good we can make this team. All right, well, here is the team we drafted. This team is really nice. It said it was an 86 overall when I, got done with the draft, but now it's only an 84. I don't know why, but fair enough. But if you couldn't guess it, the quarterback we went with is Anthony Richardson. Obviously gave him superstar dev. Not the greatest overall yet because, I mean, he's a very raw player. Was drafted pretty much purely for upside, so that's what he's going to be here. Not the best yet, but can be very good because of the superstar dev. So hopefully he can become very good. The rest of the team is solid. The offensive line is interesting. We got Michael Mayer. We got a decent amount of rookies. Quentin Johnston, Josh Downs, and then on defense, Drew Sanders, Christian Gonzalez. This is a pretty young team. I made the usual Charveri Sword, DJ Reed, Shaquille Leonard, Bobby Wagner pick because they're all good players. This team in general is just really good. I feel like as I do more of these, I'm getting a better idea of how to do a fantasy draft, and hopefully this is enough to fix the Colts. But with that, I'm not going to waste any more time, and let's get to the mid-season point of year number 1. All right, well, that's a good way to start a rebuild. At the mid-season point of year 1, we are 6-1. I didn't know if we would be great because obviously young, not super experienced quarterback, even in college, but we're doing very well. Now, let's see what kind of stupid re-signings we have to make. They're always I don't know why it doesn't sign the players you pick high to a longer contract, but whatever, dude. Quinnen Williams. This is almost his exact contract. Wait, that's kind of weird. I mean, I don't know about the exact details, but I think it was 4 years, 96 96 mil? Yeah, 4 years 96. This is 4 years 94. I don't know if he's gonna take it. He's not like extremely interested in re-signing, but let's see if we can get him back. No long-term commitment, no deal. I mean, you accepted pretty much this contract in real life, but fair enough. Antoine Winfield, 5 years 73.5 mil. He takes it. And Charles Leno, I guess, we'll wait for him to regress. He's already 30. Drew Sanders, I guess just because he's young, we can re-sign him. 3 years, 12 mil. He accepts it. And then everyone else will have to re-sign at the end of the year. But there isn't much else for us to do here. I am not clicking on the next man up scenario. I hate those so much. But with that, let's get to the end of year one. And hopefully we don't choke, but we'll see. Alright, well, y'all know why we're here if you've seen one of my rebuilds before. If you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really does help out a ton. 900 likes for a new type of video, and once we hit 8,000 subscribers, another new type of video. Plus, if you want to be an OG of the channel and you like rebuilds, you might as well subscribe. But the team's looking really good. Up to an 86 overall at the end of just year number one. And really, it's not that old of a team, like I was saying. We have a few old players like Graham, Charles Leno. I guess Joel Bitonio's technically old now, but he shouldn't really regress. But most of the team is really young. But in year number one, we finished 12-5, making the playoffs. Now, if you think about it, we started 6-1 and finished, what, 6-4? So not as good, but still a good season. No first round bye, but I'll take doing well over not doing well. But let's check out some of the season stats. Anthony Richardson was solid as a rookie for sure. For real life, this would be very good. For Madden, it's solid. 4,100 yards, 35 touchdowns. The picks are definitely high, but it is what it is. Joe Mixon with 1,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, even 11 touchdowns for Latavius Murray. Hunter Renfrow was our leading receiver. I don't know about that, but 1,000 yards for him, 9 touchdowns. Devontae, not even 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Michael Mayer was good. Quentin Johnston was pretty good. Blocking, Charles Leno wasn't great, but Sam Cosmi joins the all-castration team, allowing 0 sacks, which is surprising because normally he's terrible, but we'll take it. Bobby Wagner led the team with 125 tackles. Tackles for loss, 16 for, that's a lot of tackles for loss, but 16 for Rashawn Gary led the team. And then sacks, 11.5 for Brandon Graham, 10.5 for Rashawn Gary, 7.5 for Quinnen Williams. Pretty good numbers there. And then interceptions, 2 for Leonard and Reed, and then 1 for a number of players. So good year one for sure. Oh my god. That's an interesting top 2. Bryce Young wins MVP as a rookie on the Bills, and then Will Levis at number 2 on the Broncos. That's disgusting. Oh, Christian McCaffrey back on the Panthers. That's interesting. What team are we? We're the Colts. No Colts up here for Offensive Player of the Year. I'm kind of surprised Joe Mixon isn't, but fair enough. Nick Bosa wins Defensive Player of the Year. This is the wrong conference. I'm really stupid. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Jacobs. Joe Mixon at number 9. Okay. I woke up like an hour ago. Give me a break. Zadarius Smith wins Defensive Player of the Year on the Chiefs. No Colts. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Bryce Young. No Colt? No Anthony Richardson? Weird, but okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson. No Colts. Am I like stupid? Am I missing something? Are we? No, we're not NFC. The Colts aren't NFC. How did Anthony Richardson not make it up there at all? I mean, he had a lot of interceptions, but he also did well outside of that, so I don't know. But we have a first of many scenario here. We're just going to simulate this game against the Titans. We will go play it cool, you know me. No risk, no reward. But let's simulate this game against a division rival in the Titans, and I can't wait to get upset. It's going to be great. No, we do win, but not a pretty score. We win 16-6. Is that like scoregami? That I doubt it, but that's a weird score. Maybe it's like playoff scoregami. I don't know. Few upgrades here, including Abraham Lucas and Anthony Richardson, so we'll take that. And we're going to be taking on the New England Patriots in the divisional. They have Josh Allen in this world, which I guess is cursed because that's a division rival, but I guess it's fitting. I could see it for some weird reason. We have our recap for the first of many. Give us those sweet and juicy staff points, please and thank you. And with that, let's just simulate this game against the Patriots. We'll probably lose this one. And we don't. Surprisingly, we're not getting upset yet. We win 26-14. More upgrades here. Daniel Carlson, league changing, and then Christian Gonzalez. That's pretty fun after taking down his actual team in real life. But in the conference championship, which it's kind of crazy to be here year one. Well, I guess it's not because we probably have the best roster in the NFL, but still Madden Madden simulation sucks, so it is kind of crazy. But we're going to be taking on the Buffalo Bills, another 83 overall team. We are a better team by 3 overall, had a better record. Again, I mean, we didn't get upset the last 2 times I thought we would, but it'll probably happen here. Let's see if we can move on to the Super Bowl. And we do get upset, finally. And we have a breakout DB. I hate to break it to you, but we're not in the Super Bowl. Is he playing in the Pro Bowl? We have a Pro Bowl media day. Are we the coach? Yeah, that is. That's kind of fun. I don't know what the better one is to do, but 5 staff points. Cool. Can players hit breakouts in the Pro Bowl? Caden Stearns isn't even here anyways. I don't know what kind of shit he's smoking, but I need some of that. Oh, that's an elite quarterback group for the AFC. Kyler Murray, Mac Jones, and Will Levis. That's interesting. But in the Super Bowl, the Bills do end up winning it 31-21. Could have been us if we didn't get upset, but EA moment. I guess you can't win them all. All right, well, for re-signings, we definitely need Quinnen Williams back. He said he wanted more years. I think it's safer to just, up the contract in general. 5 years, 135 mil, and he does take it. And then Charles Leno was like pretty bad this year, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to pay him for that. Plus, he's already 31. He's only going to get worse. And then it's just a lot of depth players. So I think I'll re-sign Daniel Carlson if he wants to re-sign. 5 years, 27 mil. All right, go fuck yourself. Wait, we might be able to tag him. Yeah, we can tag him. All right, fair enough. But everyone else, I mean, I might re-sign some depth players. We'll see, but let's see what we can do in free agency. All right, well, I think I'm going to be boring to start out this rebuild. There aren't really any players that would help us much in free agency at all. The only one two, I guess, I was thinking of were Quandre Diggs and Trayvon Merrick. But Caden Stearns was actually pretty decent last year looking at his stat, and Quandre Diggs already has 17 offers, and Trayvon Merrick isn't interested. So if we want to get a better safety, we can look for one through the draft, but there just really isn't anything for us here. And tackle, I mean, yeah, I'm not interested in paying like Cam Fleming 11 mil per year. No, thank you. And we have Dan Moore, worst case scenario, so it could be worse. So yeah, unfortunately, like I said, we're gonna be boring in free agency. And actually, a couple things of note: Bobby Wagner did get star dev, which I don't know why he doesn't have a dev trait in Madden's usual rosters. Joel Bitonio got superstar dev. I'm surprised Cosme didn't get a dev trait. And Joe Mixon went up to superstar dev, so we got a few dev traits, which is always nice. But with that, that's all we're gonna do here, and let's get to the draft. All right, well, here in the draft, the Chiefs have the #1 overall pick, which I don't know how. If you saw my last rebuild, the first year we went, 10-7 and made the playoffs with a 74 overall team after trading like every good player away. Yet somehow they managed to be the worst team in the NFL this year. I don't know how. But we don't pick until number 29. So let's see what we can do here. Hopefully there's still some good players. Damn, what? That QB looked ridiculous. His awareness might not be good, but elite throw power with solid speed, good strength, overall just really good combine. We don't need a QB, obviously, but damn, I don't know how he's still available. I do probably want to go with a tackle here. Ugh. None of them really look good, though. There's Zach Wakefield. His pass block ratings are good, which you would hope for a pass blocker, but his run block is pretty bad, and he's not very strong. He's decently quick, though. And then there's Glenn Brayton, which we would move out to tackle. I mean, he's a little short to be a tackle, but I mean, we just had Charles Leno, who's also 6'3". He might be a little worse, though. I don't even know if he is stronger at all. I can't even say for sure if he's a slightly better pass blocker, because they play different positions, and the ratings just go relative to the other players at their positions, if that makes any sense, which is annoying. I would like to know if one player has like an A, and then another one has a B at a different position, like the B could technically be higher, which is annoying. We could also wait and go with one of these guys, but they're 6'2". That's a little short. I don't know. Brayton's a couple years younger than Wakefield. They look about the same. We'll just go with the age advantage for Brayton. Is he gonna be good? Probably not. Is he like the best lineman in this range? I think so. But let's take him. He does have hidden dev at the very least. 83 strength. Ew. But he looks like a decent enough player, hopefully. I don't know how comfortable I am with him at starting left tackle, though. I don't know if I can figure anything out, but we might have to figure something else out. We'll see. And really, I mean, I don't think we're gonna be getting a starter in the rest of this draft, at least not day one. So we could just simulate it out. Oh God, he's strong as hell. This dude, this safety is almost as strong as the lineman we just took. That's a little depressing. He actually looks pretty good. We'll think about him round 3. We do kind of need a defensive tackle. Reggie Melvin looks pretty good. Ooh, play recognition? Maybe not. Everything else was good, but that's kind of a killer. Antoine Vick also looks really good, and I think he is a... Oh no, he's the run stopper. He's just a pure nose tackle, which isn't technically a scheme fit, but he does look good. A play rec, A tackle, B block shed. Obviously really strong. Goddamn bowling ball at 6'2", 358. Yeah, this will be the last pick I'll show for the draft, Antoine Vick. Is he gonna start ever? Maybe not, but if he's a good enough player, if he's better than I think he'll be, then maybe. But let's take him. Normal dev, unfortunately. Like 40 reps is only 93 strength. That's kind of weird, but it is what it is. He looks like a pretty good player. He'll probably be like a 73-ish overall. But I'll make the rest of these picks, at least some of them, and hopefully at least most of these players end up being decent. The Chargers took Skylar White. Let's go. Okay, well, this wasn't my greatest draft ever, we'll say that. Glenn Brayton is decent. He's a little better than I thought he would be. He was a 74 overall guard, went down to a 73 at tackle. I thought he would be more like a 72 down to a 71 at tackle, but he's a little better than I thought he would be, so we'll take it. And then Antoine Vick, I thought he would be a 73 overall, and he is a 73 overall. He's pretty good. 0 pass rush, not fast at all, but he's decent. And then the rest of the draft was, it wasn't very good. We got some solid depth players, but it wasn't the best draft I've ever had. We'll say that. But to be fair, we had bad picks because we did well, so it is what it is. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2 of the rebuild. Not much has changed really at all. I mean, obviously we added Brayton. I don't know why I always feel the need to go into a big like recap, even though I literally just showed us adding whatever players we added in the offseason, but I guess it's more interesting to look at the team too with those new players. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only addition we made on offense, really the only change. Hopefully Brayton doesn't completely suck, although I know he won't be great the first year at least. And then on defense, literally nothing changed. I do want to start Vic as a DT2 just because he's younger than Milton Williams, but yeah, I mean, the team is still looking good, and hopefully we can develop a decent amount throughout the year. But with that, let's get to the midseason point of year 2, and let's see how this team can do. I can't wait to be 2-5. It's gonna be great. All right, well, normally year 2 goes to like complete shit, but we're actually 6-1 at the midseason point of year 2, which is very surprising, knowing how EA works. We have a breakout receiver here. Let me guess. This is gonna be probably Hunter Renfrow, unless it is Quentin Johnston. Yeah, it is Hunter Renfrow. 3+ touchdowns or 150+ total yards. Good luck, but maybe. You never know. I doubt it, but maybe. But we have some re-signings. I guess we're doing well because we're gonna have a lot of contracts. Well, honestly, not really. Well, oh, yeah, kinda. Yeah, that's a decent amount of contracts, and a lot of them aren't really that interested. Surprisingly, I mean, we were good last year, we're good this year. We'll try to get some of those guys back, though. Rashawn Gary, obviously we want him back. We will offer him 4 years, 70 mil. We'll see if he takes this. No long, bruh, I upped the years from what you originally wanted. Go fuck yourself. 4 years, 48 mil for Shaquille Leonard. Thank you. Bobby Wagner is gonna regress, so we'll just re-sign him after the year. Hunter Renfrow, he's a good number 2 receiver. 3 years, 32.7 mil. He's probably not gonna take this. His interest isn't that high, but we'll see. Shorter deals. You're 27, dog. You're gonna be 30 by the time that's up. All right, well, we'll see. Christian Gonzalez, we're gonna have to go very player friendly. Well, we could upgrade. I don't think he's gonna develop into that good of a player as the number 3 corner. We'll offer him 7 years, 63. We'll do it. And he doesn't take it. Okay, well, we're gonna be looking for a new number 3 corner. And then we'll have to negotiate with Mayer, Cosme, and whoever else we might want back at the end of the year. I feel like it's harder to re-sign players now. I don't know if there's like some kind of new update that got released, but it seems like just a pain in the ass to re-sign players now. But as is the case with everything in this game, it's just a big pain in the ass, to be honest. But with that, let's get to the end of year 2, and hopefully we don't choke, but we'll see. Alright, well, once again, y'all know why we're here. If you haven't already, and you've made it all the way here, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really does help out a ton, and it helps me know that y'all enjoy these videos. 900 likes or whatever I set the goal to. Just like the video. I mean, a few thousand people see these. If you like the video, we'll hit it. And then, fucking, I swear too much, but 8,000 subscribers and I'll do another video, new one. So subscribe if you like rebuilds, and I'll have another banger new idea for y'all. But this is what the team's looking like after year number 2. Anthony Richardson's up to an 81 overall with morale. Joe Mixon's up to a 97 with morale. He's looking really good. Brayton, the left tackle, unfortunately only has star dev, but it's still fine. He's up to a 78 with morale. And then here is a look at the defense. There isn't anything too crazy here, but in year number 2, we finished 14-3, easily making the playoffs and getting a first round bye. Now the Texans of all teams were 12-5, which maybe with a better roster they would be, but I mean, they don't have that bad of a roster in real life. They'll probably finish somewhere around 500 or as close as you can get to 500 in real life. But let's check out some of the season stats. So Anthony Richardson was very good. Oh my god. 4,300 yards, which isn't a ton, but we're not a very pass heavy offense. 44 touchdowns, 11 picks, and 4,300's decent, but I've seen players hit like 6,000 well, literally, yeah, 6,000 passing yards for Bryce Young. That's stupid as hell. But yeah, Anthony Richardson was good. Apparently he won't win MVP, but was still very good. Joe Mixon with 2,000 yards? And 21 touchdowns. I don't know the last time I've had a running back hit 2,000. I mean, it's only happened a few times ever in real life. That's insane. Hopefully he'll win Offensive Player of the Year. I don't know why he wouldn't unless we had one of those famous Cooper Kupp oh, fuck me. 2,100 yards for Stephon Diggs. Yeah, Madden numbers are realistic, definitely. But speaking of receiving, almost 1,300 yards for Davante Adams. It's no 2,100, but still good. 22 touchdowns. That really makes almost 1,300 yards look like fucking nothing, though. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that's a number. Ugh, I hate this game. 940 yards and 8 touchdowns for Renfro. 900 yards for Quentin Johnston. 800 yards for Michael Mayer. Decent receiving years for sure. Blocking was very good. Glenn Brayton as a rookie was nice. The whole line was nice. Sam Cosmi joins the all-castration team for the second year in a row. He is a monster here, even though, like I said, he sucks most of the time in simulation. On defense, Shaquille Leonard led the team in tackles with 127, 25 tackles for loss, led the team from Brandon Graham, 20 for Quinnen Williams and Rashawn Gary. That's a crazy amount. And then sacks, 13.5 for Rashawn Gary, led the team, 11 for Graham, 9 for Quinnen Williams, 5 sacks for David Monk, one of our later pick, wearing number 69. Nice. He had a good year. 5 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 35 tackles in only, well, he actually got a decent amount of snaps, almost 800. Damn. I don't know how he got that many snaps, but fair enough. And then interceptions, 4 for Charvarius Ward, led the team, 2 for Wagner and Leonard, and then 1 for Reed and Winfield. Not a very big total, I guess, but Ward did really well. And then yearly awards, MVP goes to Bryce Young for the second year in a row. Fuck realism. That's an interesting top 5. Top 8 is interesting. Where's Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes? Like, the highest overall QB up here is Bryce Young at an 89, which may be in the future, for sure, but like, damn. What team are we? I'm stupid as hell in this rebuild. Stephon Diggs wins Offensive Player of the Year, unsurprisingly, but Joe Mixon, it's crazy that there were 2 2,000-yard players in a year. That's gross. Joe Mixon at number 2, Davante Adams at 3, both getting cucked. Defensive Player of the Year goes to old-ass Khalil Mack on the Steelers now. Graham at 5, Gary at 6. Oh yeah, I guess Graham had a ton of tackles for loss, but so did Gary, to be fair. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jacob Waters of the Titans. That's the whitest name of all time. No Colts up there. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Stephen Coakley, or Stephen. I don't know. I hate that name. Sorry if your name's Stephen or Stephen spelled like that. I just never know how to pronounce it. Devon, was I calling him David? Devon Monk at number 3. I feel like I might have been. But with that, let's see who we're going to be taking on in the divisional round of the playoff. Texans, maybe? No, it's going to be the 10-7 Denver Broncos. They have Mark Andrews in this world, apparently. Couple upgrades here. Neither of them are that important, though. What's the Broncos team looking like? Didn't I see Tua was a Bronco? No. Wait, who's their QB? Oh, Will Levis. Wait, what team is Tua on? I swore I saw him with the Broncos colors. Oh, the Bengals. Okay, well, close enough. That's a... Whoa. The top QBs are on interesting teams. Mahomes is on the Commanders, Lamar is on the Texans, and Joe Burrow's on the Lions. 3 of the worst teams over over the past like 5 years or 10 years. I'm sure those are 3 teams towards the bottom in terms of like overall record for the past 10 years. But yeah, the Broncos definitely have an interesting team, we'll say that. But with that, let's just simulate this game out and let's see who wins the Horse Bowl, I guess we'll call it. Colts versus Broncos. Oh, of course we get upset. Why wouldn't we? We get beat by the worst Broncos, 21-16. That's fun. I love this game. It's awesome. Highly recommend. And they don't even make it to the Super Bowl. It is the Giants taking down the Dolphins, 31-24. I mean, those are 2 well-coached teams, so that makes sense in this world. We got Tank Dell. Some team had him and just straight up cut him. That's interesting. That face was a little scary. Kind of looked like a fish. That was weird. All right, I'll stop bullying people, or not even people, just random EA-generated faces. Let's get into free agency, and hopefully we can actually upgrade the team. Will it matter? Probably not. We'll probably still not do great next year. Well, maybe. But for re-signings, ooh, Rashawn Gary got X Factor. Love to see that. What I don't love to see is that we still have to re-sign him, obviously. I think he said he wanted a longer deal, which, like, I don't know, whatever. 5 years, 87.5 mil. He takes it. Okay, cool. No harm, no foul, I guess. Bobby Wagner regressed down to a 76? Wasn't he an 83? Damn. All right. Well, I think we're going to need to look for a new linebacker then. Hunter Renfrow also said he wanted a longer deal, 4 years, 43 mil. All right, fuck you too then. How much is the tag actually? 20 mil? No. No thanks. Christian Gonzalez, I'm good. He already said he didn't want to re-sign. Michael Mayer, we'll try very player friendly, 6 years, 61 mil. Okay, damn. We were 14-3 and now nobody wants to play for us. 4 years, 40 for Sam Cosmi. Damn. What did I do wrong, bruh? Well, we're tagging Sam Cosmi. He's been a stud. I guess we'll just need to look for probably a new player at like a lot of positions now. We're getting kind of screwed here. Daniel Carlson, do you at least want to re-sign? Yay, we got our kicker back. Awesome, dude. We had a team of a bunch of bitches. I'm glad to get rid of them anyways. Fuck them. Watch there be Whoa. Nope, there's nothing in free agency. That's what I was gonna say. All right, well, this might be tough. We'll see what we can do. This might not be the greatest year 3 of all time. All right, well, these are the first 5 players we're gonna go for. It's gonna be Darius Slay, Mike Evans, Kyle Duggar, Hunter Renfrow, and Jerome Baker. Are we gonna get any of them? There are no guarantees other than maybe Jerome Baker, but I wouldn't even guarantee that. There's another team that is equally as interested, or I guess the player is equally as interested in us as at least another team for literally every player here. I feel like I explained that terribly, but you know what I mean. We're only tied for the lead for the top 4 players. We'll see if we can get them, but no promises for any of them. I think we'll probably get like 1 or 2 of these top guys. I would say there's almost no chance of us getting all 4 of them, but I guess there's a tiny chance. But let's see if we can get at least some of these players. Okay, all 5 sign. I feel like we're just gonna see Jerome Baker here, and I'm gonna cry. But let's see. Okay, no, we get Darius Slay, Mike Evans, Hunter Renfrow, and Jerome Baker. We just don't get Kyle Duggar, but that's fine. I mean, Caden Stearns, like I said, has been pretty good. He goes to the Texans, which, like, we're a better team, but fair enough. The Texans were good too, but we're better. And now what else do we need? So Michael Mayer also leaves to join our division rival in the Texans. All right, fuck you, buddy. We're gonna have a hole at tight end. I mean, the best we can do is Irv Smith, and that's not, I mean, it could be worse, but that's not great. Justin Fields was here. He goes to the Cowboys. I could see that for some weird reason. I don't know why. But let's see, is there any other big need we're just overlooking? Sam Cosmi does get star dev, which is cool. Joe Mixon went up to X Factor. Any other dev trait? Brandon Graham went up to superstar, and Quinnen Williams. Travarius Ward went up to star. Obviously, we saw Rashawn Gary went up to X Factor. We got Jerome Baker to play linebacker, so I don't think there's anything else we really need. Maybe a defensive tackle, but that could be something we look to in the draft. I didn't mean to click retirements. I'm stupid. Wait, I didn't even realize Aaron Rodgers was on the Vikings. That's pulled a fucking Brett Favre. I guess against his will, kind of, but still. Aleem McNeil would have been nice, but he went to the Cowboys. Mozzie Smith, maybe. We might get him. Joe Schobert has superstar dev. What happened? But I guess this is going to be the second group of players we're going to go for. It's going to be Kareem Hunt to be a good second running back, Frankie Louvu, Irv Smith, Mozzie Smith, and Ernest Jones. I mean, this would be a few starters still, so just more upgrades. We're going to spend the money just because we can. We might as well spend it because this is going to be the final year. We do have the lead. Hold on, I'm going to up Mozzie Smith's offer so we can have a lead for him. Okay, now we have the lead for every player except Kareem Hunt. We're just tied for the lead for him. But let's see if we can get, hopefully, at least 4 of the 5 players here. So we get Kareem Hunt, we get Frankie Louvu, we get Irv Smith, we get Mozzie Smith, and we get Ernest Jones. You know, I was worried about this being a rough free agency, but we really upgraded the team here. We're looking good. The only other thing we might want to look at is safety, but there just isn't really an upgrade here at all. So with that, let's just get to the draft. All right, well, here in the draft, the Jets have the #1 overall pick here. We don't pick until number 28 again. That's the super fun part about doing well, is we get super close and then we lose and then we get a terrible pick because we did well. It's awesome. I love it. Really our only need is a tight end. This guy is low. This guy isn't that good. I mean, he's maybe okay, but same with that dude. Okay, well, none of the tight ends really look good at all, so I don't think we're going to be doing that. Well, Eckel is a good blocker. I don't know, man. I can't tell. Kentrell Allen, he's strong. Let's move him to tight end. I mean, wait, maybe. He has good deep route running at 6'3", 221. He's not very fast, but I mean, is it realistic to move him to tight end? Not really, but is this a realistic rebuild? No. So go fuck yourself. That's what we're gonna do. Well, do we need to take him yet? He's a 2nd to 3rd round projected player. But is there really anything else we would want to take anyways? Anybody else? Is like Jaden Noble's better? I mean, he's a little faster. He might be better actually, but he's not as good of a deep route runner. But does that even matter for a tight end? I mean, I guess if you want to use one like that. I don't know, dude. I'm conflicted. Ooh, this guy looks crazy. Enrique Epps. Damn. Do we need him? Not at all, but he looks good. Could we get away with playing him at defensive tackle? Probably not at 6'6", 279. That's not thick enough, but also he looks really good. So we're gonna take him. Normal dev. I fucking knew it. Players like this dude used to exist a lot more. I see them less now, but they always had normal dev. There were a rare few that would have star, but that was like rare. But this guy might be a decent overall. I don't know. We'll see. And hopefully one of those 2 receivers are still available. I doubt the first one is, but no, he isn't. God damn it. Well, I guess we're just gonna take like a crazy amount of tight ends and defensive tackles because those are literally the only 2 spots where any of the rookies would ever get playing time. We'll start with Eckel because apparently he's a good blocker and that's like about it. He has good catch in traffic. He's gonna suck, but let's take him. Cool, normal dev, awesome. One of the tight ends I focus scouted went earlier than they were supposed to, so that means they were probably really good. I don't even want to check. Dwayne Walford, are you good? No. Your combine was okay, but there's no chance in hell he's better than a 77 overall. JT Russell, he looks, oh, the player icon awareness. No thanks. And he's 24 plus ratio. All right, well, I'm just gonna make a lot of picks and hopefully some of these guys end up being decent. We'll see. All right, well, I don't want to talk about this draft class. This wasn't very good. I just tried to take the best looking player at a relative position of need and it didn't go very well. The only decent player, well, I got 2 after the first round was Portis. Darrell Portis looks okay at a 70 overall with hidden. And then Juan Wiggins, which is an annoying name. He's a 71 overall, but not even close to a scheme fit, but he looks okay. And then Enrique Epps is a 74. That's great finesse moves. He's strong. He's athletic, basically, and that's about it. So that's awesome. I feel like I just had the worst drafts throughout this rebuild, other than the fantasy draft. The fantasy was pretty good, but I don't know what the hell I just did in the last 2 drafts. At least I knew they weren't going to be great, but still. All right, well, here's a look at the team heading into the 3rd and final year of the rebuild. The team's looking very good, of course. As I've said about a million goddamn times now, I'm not repetitive at all, but the team is really nice. Anthony Richardson's almost an 80 overall, should be by the end of the year. We have a solid amount of X factors. I guess it's 3, but still, good amount of X factors for just our offense. And then I guess we don't have many differences. Well, no, I'm stupid. That's just wrong. We added Irv Smith, no more Michael Mayer. We added Mike Evans to our receiving core. And then on defense, our defense is also pretty different. different. We added Darius Slay, Frankie Louvu, Jerome Baker, and Mozzie Smith. And then I think that's it for starters, but that's a good amount of starters to add in just one offseason, especially when the team was already so good. So this should definitely be a solid final year. Normally year 2 is the down year, but we were 14-3. Hopefully the down year doesn't come this year. Now that I said that, it's definitely going to, but hopefully not. But with that, let's get to just straight to the end of year number 3, and hopefully we make the playoffs. You'll know if we're looking at the team or if we're just looking at just the franchise home screen thing. All right, well, here's a look at the team at the end of year number 3, and y'all already know why we're here. If you haven't already, I mean, if we make the playoffs, I got a plug, I guess. It's weird. I feel like in some rebuilds, we'll make the playoffs every year, and then in some rebuilds, we'll miss the playoffs in almost every year. I don't know why. This is one of those where we just obviously made the playoffs every year. I mean, no spoilers, but I mean, that's why I like build suspense, because it means we made the playoffs. I think y'all know that by this point. I'm fucking rambling like crazy. 900 likes, goddamn 8,000 subs, and I'll have 2 new different types of videos. There's one for, I guess when we hit 8K, I'll do it then. I still have some setup to do for it, but it'll be a very fun one. I think y'all will really enjoy it, so be excited for that one. And let me know what team you would want me to fantasy draft next. I guess I haven't plugged that at all in this video. Let me know down below what team you would want me to do. But anyways, back to the rebuild. This is how the team is looking. We didn't have any hidden devs that were starters, I don't think. We got all like normals for the important players, unfortunately, but in year number 3, we finished 13-4. I'm kind of surprised because we started out like 1-3 or something like that. I was like, oh god, we're gonna miss the playoffs in the final year where our team is amazing. But we finished pretty strong. In terms of stats, Anthony Richardson was good, not as good as last year, but 4,000 yards, 36 touchdowns. The picks are down, only 6, so we'll take that. He was actually really good. Rushing, Joe Mixon with 1,800 yards, 5.5 yards per carry, 13 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt was even good, 500 yards, 10 touchdowns. Receiving, Devontae Adams with almost 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Hunter Renfrow, 900 yards, 11 touchdowns. Unfortunate ratio there. Only 800 yards for Mike Evans, 7 touchdowns. Irv Smith was 700 yards, only 4 touchdowns. Blocking, no all castration team for Sam Cosmi this year, but the line in general was really good. Glenn Brayton has been amazing, low-key. I mean, for real life, 7 sacks allowed is really not good, but for Madden, that's really good for a left tackle. Shaquille Leonard led the team in tackles with 142. Tackles for loss, 14 for Quinnen Williams, led the team, 11 for Graham and Gary. And then sacks, 16.5 for Quinnen Williams, 12 for Graham, 8.5 for Gary, even 4.5 for Epps as a rookie. And then interceptions, 4 for Darius Slay, 3 for Leonard and Ward, 2 for Baker and Stearns, and then 1 for a few players. Definitely a pretty good year in terms of stats. MVP goes to Bryce Young for the 3rd year in a row on the Buffalo Bills. It looks like he's on pace to be the greatest player of all time. That's interesting. Jalen Vereen, Ravens 71 overall players up there. Is that a QB? I don't think I've ever seen a QB with that face though. Yeah, he is a QB. He wasn't really that great. He must have had a lot of rushing yards, I guess, 507 touchdowns, but only 2.9 yards per carry. How the hell was he up there for MVP? He wasn't that good. But of course, no Anthony Richardson up here. Offensive player of the year goes to Josh Jacobs. No Colts. Oh, never mind, I lied. Joe Mixon up there at number 6. Defensive player of the year goes to DeMarcus Lawrence. Quinnen Williams at 5. I'm surprised he wasn't higher. He was really good. I mean, he had, what, 16 sacks? But whatever. Jalen Vereen does win Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Ravens, obviously. He was up there for MVP. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Broderick Griffin of the Texans. Enrique Epps at number 10. We'll take it. But definitely an interesting year. I mean, I thought we were going to suck. We ended up having a very good record. The stats were really good for like almost every player. We were only the 13th best offense in terms of points per game, which is fair, I guess. I mean, we have an 88 overall offense, but there are usually like a lot of good offenses, so I don't know how high an 88 ranks. But even though we went 13-4, we do have a wild card game, and it's going to be against the Raiders. So without further ado, let's jump in and watch it simulate, and hopefully we can get a win. I was going gonna say our first of the rebuild, but we did well year one. I always feel like there are news stories about the players I get in rebuilds while I'm doing the rebuild. Like, we have Joe Mixon, he restructured his contract an hour ago, as of the time of me recording this. I don't know, I have that magical power, I guess, I don't know. But here we go in the wild card, of course, against the Raiders. It froze there for a second, but fair enough. Of course, in Las Vegas, which I still think it's a stupid rule that the division winner gets a home game in the playoff, even if they're the team with the worst record. I mean, that's not an EA thing, that's an NFL thing, obviously. I just feel like that's weird. Like, congrats, the rest of the teams in your division happen to suck. You get a first round bye for it. Like, or not first round bye, home field. Was I saying first round bye? Home field advantage is what I meant. I don't know. I need to, like, be more awake or just not stupid. I don't know. But let's simulate this game against the Raiders and let's see if we can somehow get a win. The Raiders score early. They're up 7, now 10-0. We do get a touchdown, but we are still down by 3 points. They get a field goal. Still a one-score game, though, and we take the lead in the third quarter, I think that happened in. The Raiders do get a touchdown. We get a touchdown, but we don't get a extra point. We are down by 1 point. They get a touchdown, and we get upset by the Raiders in the wild card. Who would have guessed? This game sucks. But unfortunately, that is, of course, going to be the end of today's rebuild. As good of a team as we can build, you can't overcome garbage EA simulation. Well, to be fair, we had good regular seasons. It's just we didn't have great playoff. I guess we're the Buffalo Bills. I don't know. But hell, even they won a Super Bowl here, I'm pretty sure. But again, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, 900 likes, 8,000 subscribers. I feel bad for plugging so much. I probably shouldn't, but also, I want these videos to do well, you know what I mean? But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what team to fantasy draft next down below, and with that, I'll see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.